Hi, and welcome to the Upper Room. I'm your host, King Cleve, along with my co-host, the legend that is Larry, and Zeke, the 5-foot freak. And today we have a wonderful topic. I'm sure there have been many of you waiting for us to cover something like this. I know first few shows we've kind of stuck along the lines of relationships and family issues. But today we're going to kind of switch it up just a little bit. And we also got a special surprise for you. So with that being said, give us a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Please tune back in. Hi, you are now back in the Upper Room. And like I said, we had a big surprise for you. We have Miss Grant back in the building with us this evening. We're good to have you back by popular demand, I guess. Huh?
All right, it's good to be back.
But we'll get into and we'll let you speak on some of the things you're doing again for the listeners that don't remember or missed last week. But before we get into that, we have to get into the legend and what gives him the
red ass.
Red ass. So y'all know I was in LA a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm walking out the lobby. I got my children, hand in hand, we're walking out, and there's this couple in the corner as I'm going out the door. And the girl, she okay. She was kind of looking at me as I'm walking out. So, gave her a little eye and kept going. Then her dude, I guess he kind of felt her looking a certain way. So he turns around to see what she's looking at. And bam, we caught eyes. So, he mean mugging me, and I get my mean mug. But then I got confused because it was a girl. It was a stud. Now, I lost the mean mug battle because I was confused. See, at first it was a guy. I was on point. I had the adrenaline flowing, I had my face. But then, once I realized it was a girl, I was like, man, I'm confused right now. I don't know how to handle this. And so this confusion, anyway, I take the kids out, I grip their hands, let's go, because I don't know what's about to happen, man. So we go to the car, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, first of all, homosexuality is attraction to the same, right? Well, why was she looking at me? And I was getting confused, and I'm like, do I look gay? Do I look like a stud? And then I'm like, well, you got the stud here. She's dressed in dressed like a dude, talking like a dude and everything, but you're attracted to him, but that's a girl. So I was confused, and the more I got confused, the more it was giving me the red ass. So I need the LGBTQ community to kind of hey, they need to simplify it for me, man. I need to, so I can understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's confusing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I was just thinking about a stud. Man, a stud, that can really be exhausting, man, trying to be a man 24/7. Think about this. As a man, we get to let our hair down. I take my kids to see Lion King, I'm singing Hakuna Matata. I'm relaxed, and I'm comfortable with that. I don't have to be manly macho all the time. They got to be manly macho all the time. That's got to be exhausting. And so basically, I need the LGBTQ community to kind of hey man, I need for you to simplify this, man. I'm confused. I'm trying to get a fix on how this thing works, man. So anyway, that was it, man. It just gave me the red ass because I was confused. I lost the mean mug battle, man, because I wasn't ready. I was confused when they was looking at me. I thought it was a dude, then it turned into a guy. So that's what just kind of gave me the red ass, man. So
well, maybe she was, maybe she liked guys and girls.
And maybe she was trying to check you out.
Maybe they wanted you to.
Maybe they both wanted you.
And that's what gave me the red ass, because I'm like, why are you looking at me? Do I remind you of your stud? I have to fix my stuff.
What if she liked both?
Yeah.
So it could have been just she just saw an attractive man, and maybe she was with a man first, and so the stud came in, and so maybe she was with a man first, and then she saw you, and it was like, oh, he's nice looking. She looked back. The stud knows.
Well,
There's always the possibility that she gonna go back to where she was.
You know what I'm thinking, Legend? I'm thinking when the stud saw you, she may have thought that you was another female that was just like a male and probably wanted to tangle in a Kuna Matata with you.
Well, no, okay.
Let's messed up. Let me go.
I'm just saying.
No, you know what confuses me about that whole thing. And
He turned red.
Look, and there's no knock. You know, I don't judge. But what confuses me is if a young lady wants to be with another young lady, why go and get one that wants to look like a man?
And that's my whole thing. If homosexuality is attraction to the same.
Yeah, so
right.
Yeah,
so they still are the same.
Yeah, but you want to get somebody who
looks different.
Yeah.
And if I'm gay, I want to get somebody that's manly, not feminine. I don't want to go, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
It just gave me the red ass.
All right.
Man, but anyway.
Okay. So.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
What a wonderful friend. Hey, and I'm manly about mine. I can sing Hakuna Matata.
Go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's get into today's topic. And today, you know, with all that is going on in the world and society, especially here on home ground, American soil, some of the issues that we're having, whether it be race issues, political, whatever. But today, let's talk about how does your skin color impact your place in society. And you know, I put it up on the screen here so everybody can see what we're talking about. How does your skin color impact your place in society? Who wants to tackle this first?
Can I go first?
Go ahead, go and get in.
Chocolate, go ahead. Represent.
In my opinion, I think race and racial identity shape the ways people treat us. And the reason why I feel that way, and I made that statement because, you know, some people still go off the old means of that they empowered. I should be respected more than you because you lower than me, or I come from a rich family and you come from or they're assuming that you come from a poor family. You're darker skinned than me, so you're consumed to be dirty. You're not clean. My dialect is better than yours, or whatever the case may be. And you know, with some African Americans, it don't matter if they Mexicans or Chinese and stuff like that. We are very educated people. You know, we have our own realm and stuff like that. So I think people categorize us like that, and they feel like that you're not more educated than I. So you need to stay below me.
I was watching this. I was watching the show. It was, I think it was on CNN, and this reporter was talking to a white supremacist, and they were talking about race, the hierarchy of races in the world. Okay, and so the reporter was trying to get the perspective from this white supremacist on who's at the top and who's at the bottom, and so. You know, obviously number one would be the Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian, you know, group. But I'm not going to go through all the levels and all the rankings, but at the bottom, from third to last, he had Africans that traveled from Africa to America. Second to last, African Americans. And last, Africans that live in Africa. And so, the reporter was like, okay, then I see right now you're doing this by race and everything. He said, so since this is about race, why wouldn't you consider the people from India up there with the Caucasians and the Aryan, you know? And so he was like, well, look at their skin color. I mean, it's obvious they're not white. He said, yeah, but they are from the Caucasus Mountains. they are a people that migrated and they speak Aryan, so they actually have Aryan Caucasus blood inside of them. And so the white supremacist was like, it's very obvious that they're not white. He said, but then he tried to jam him. He was like, well, you just said it was, it's about race, so it's not about race, it's about skin color. And so the supremacist was like, well, whatever, guy, whatever you say. The point is, yeah, they're not white, and so yeah, they're going down that ladder. So skin color, to me, yeah, has more impact than the race itself. And that thing trickles down all the way down. And I know we're going to get into some other areas, but it trickles down as it goes through slavery, as they put Jesus Christ as white, and that was purposely done, if you don't serve that picture, then you're going to hell. They put that fear into us, and you're going to slavery. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much time. I want to let Miss Shanika go in and chime in, because I could be all day. I got a lot of things to say.
We felt that. Mm-hmm. So for me, my 2 cents would be, unfortunately, it just goes back for so long. Even I fell victim to it. I was actually having a conversation when we found out what the topic was, and I told Marque, I said, when I had my kids, because their dad was light skinned, I'm chocolate, pretty chocolate. Mm-hmm. Thinking about what I had to go through even growing up in school, middle school, thinking about what I had to go through, I didn't want my kids to go through the same thing. Mm-hmm. So even when I got pregnant, I remember going through, I want my kids to be more lighter complected. Mm-hmm. I wanted their complexion to be lighter because I didn't want them to have to go through some of the things I had to go through, being picked on, being made to feel like I was less inferior than others. That is, so, and I caught that. And it was later on, as we get a little more educated, as we decide to come into grips with things, the reality is when I step into the room, I went for an interview, 3 of us are there. We almost had all the same education, had some of the same background, but I led you in experience. I didn't get the job because I was not Becky with the pretty hair.
Right.
And that is the reality of it, is that when it comes down to, we always have to be a little bit more, a little bit better. We got to be here because of our skin tone. Now, whereas the other young lady that was on there, she got a call back for another job. She was lighter complected. She had her hair blown out. She had the natural curls, but she had it nicely blown out. That paper bag test, that is still, it's just not there.
Yes.
That paper bag is just not there. Not putting that paper bag up to us right now, but it's still there. It's just hidden. Yeah. And the color of our skin just makes, whereas my son may not get bothered, they might not get harassed, I may get harassed just because of the color of my skin. Today, here we go. I know I came from the flea market helping my mom today, and I know I walked into, I'm not going to say the name of the center because I did ask to speak to the manager right when it happened. Walked in, was not greeted, didn't say hello, didn't say anything, didn't even say, ma'am, I'll be with you in just a second. So I waited 5 minutes, stood there, I grabbed the card for the manager, grabbed the card for the district director. And then I asked the gentleman, have you been waiting? He said, oh yes, I'm waiting on something. She turned around, I'll be with you in just a second. You only acknowledged me because I was speaking to the gentleman. Mm-hmm. And then once we got in behind closed doors, I asked for a manager. I didn't deal with her. Mm-hmm. I no longer want to deal with you because you were looking at me at the color of my skin, that's all she saw. And the fact of the matter, I've been with some of my friends that may have been lighter skin. Mm-hmm. And we can be going through the same thing, sitting there, and they'll get better treatment than the darker complexion.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that we've all experienced that in some form or fashion, and as a man, especially a black man, I'm darker, I'm tall and big, so
you're very threatening.
Exactly.
That's the key word.
Yeah, and so when people see me, I get the locked doors, or I get people trying to, and I may need help in the store. I get people trying to avoid eye contact with me, really just trying to avoid me, period. And so I have to initiate a lot of, which I shouldn't since I'm a consumer, but I have to initiate the conversation and make them feel at ease when they should be making me feel at ease and helping me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but you have some people that feel that the only color that matters is money. So now, with that being said, when it comes to your skin color and your financial status, whether it's that far, meaning, let's say, okay, you're lighter skinned and I'm dark, but we walk into the same place. Okay. Now initially, the eyeball test. But when they go in and they start pulling this up and pulling that up, and your credit score is 580 and mine is 802, and you have a net worth of, let's just say $90,000 and mine is 6.7 million, does that change?
With the eyeball test?
No. What I said after the eyeball test, but once you get into what this person has and doesn't have.
Well, I think it depends on the individual. It'll change because if that person already was raised or as a racist or whatever the case may be, he gonna go to the brighter guy. He ain't worried about your status.
You don't think money pays?
Money talk.
Yeah, well, money talk, but
Money talk. Oh,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know. I don't know. In my opinion, I still feel that they'll go to the brighter guy.
Well, I think it depends on who it is.
Or where you at.
Well, and let me say this. If it's someone who doesn't realize or think or doesn't look ahead and think that, okay, I can benefit off of him more. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about, the person that's sitting here and I'm not judging that lives in a little small town with 17 people in it, has never been, 7 miles outside of the town. Of course, they're going to be closed-minded.
Right.
But I'm talking about the vice president of Chase Bank or president of a Fortune 500 company. Those guys are going to see green first.
I feel like a racist will make a deal with a black person when it comes to money. If they can make a profit, I think skin color, race has nothing to do with it. And I'm talking about the races of the races. And I'm talking about all the way up to the top right now. I don't know if I can mention names, but I know what I'm talking about. I think that they will make that deal, and because green trumps skin color.
I agree, but I don't think they would do that because they don't want to have no affiliation with that. Because now, if I make that deal with you because of money, I'm going to have to take a picture with you. I'm going to have to market it with you. We're going to have to be seen together. So if you're a racist, you ain't going to do that. Now, I may send one of my affiliates to go do that, but I'm not going to do that.
You know what? If we're at this company and I'm sitting there and you come in and you have around about the same amount of money as Larry, and Larry come in and both of y'all are up for this same position, or you're coming and I want to hire you as the president of my company, and you might have more experience, but he's less threatening looking. I'm going to choose him because he'll be able to relate. My other clientele will feel more comfortable with him than they're going to feel with you.
So
because of the skin color.
So that's how you look at me?
That's not how I'm going to get the darkest of the dark. We're going to be in there together. Hey. So, but that's just the reality of it. I'm going to feel less threatened if he comes out than if you come out what you want. That's the truth of it.
And, there's benefits. There's no way I could sit here and act like, yeah, man, I experienced the same thing that most of my black brothers and dealing with the police and this and that. Yeah, I haven't really dealt with it. I haven't really dealt with severe forms of racism because of my skin color. I know that I'm less threatening. I know that. And there's a benefit, but that goes all the way back, you know. And the mindset of where you got house Negro, field Negro. I mean, if you really think about that, as you looking at your brother, he gets to go into the house. He gets to go, he's out of the sun. He's taking it easy, and you out here, why? Why are you in that field? Darker skin. Maybe I'm a child of the slave master, and he had sex with one of the females. But you know, so I come out light skinned, and he can't go out and just kind of like claim me, but he's gonna give me some benefit. And I think that's just kind of then trickled on down. At the same time, you have dark skin or the field Negro. He's feeling some type of way. If you really go back and immerse yourself into that situation, you can't help but have some type of animosity and some jealousy, even though, yeah, that's your brother, but man, why he get to go over there?
So you,
look it up.
So you feel that that's still going on today?
Yeah, it's trickled down. And now it's not overt. Ain't nobody just treating me obviously, but you can feel it. You know, where there's little comments and this and that, you know, slide comments, shade comments, you know, yeah, within your own race, there's some, come on man, you know, that really ain't happening for you like it's happening for us type attitude.
Right.
And because it goes all the way back, and I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. I would be upset if I was on the other side. If I'm in the field, I'm like, oh man, that's sure be nice to go in there and do all that. That's sure is, you know, how I feel in there, you know, and so when you really dig into the psyche and the mentality of what was going on with those slaves, and it just been passed down from generation to generation, and you know, when you light skinned, you're not black enough towards the blacks, and with the whites you're not black enough, and you're almost in your own little world, and you steady trying to prove yourself, and it's never going to be, you know, good enough. Now again, it's not an issue where I'm like, oh man, but yeah, being honest, yeah, coming up, I'm not gonna lie, my mom's family mostly dark brown skin. I wanted an afro, couldn't have it. Hair wouldn't cooperate, freak. It just wouldn't. It was just like it was all up.
Because you have that good.
Exactly.
You didn't want no afro.
I did, man. You know, I did, man. I wanted it real bad, man. And it's just like, man, but you know, when you always kind of compared and this and that, and people make the comments, yeah, as a child, yeah, you kind of like, man, I wish I was this. I wish I was brown skin. I wish I was like everybody. Because
you didn't want to be as dark as me. You did.
Maybe not as dark as you, but you know. But I'm talking about as a child, man. As a child.
But I like to go in, you know, off of what Miss Grant said. In 1987, Umberson and Hughes, they did a research study, and it was in the sports field with, you know, sports media broadcasters, and he did a majority with women. And he took 25, I think it was 25 or 50 women that was in sports broadcasting, and he had light-skinned women and dark-skinned women. Who do you think, they all had the same education background in broadcasting, who do you think got the job?
They were light-skinned. And you still got...
Because they're more marketable.
Yeah, but what about dark-skinned women steady trying to lighten their skin? You know, but not because I feel like they just want to be light-skinned. There's a benefit in a particular industry.
Right.
You know, even Beyonce has done it, and she already, caramel.
Allegedly done it.
But you think about it, even if you look at the different things on television, the news, whatever, just think about it. Think about all the news right now. There's no one that is really darker complected. Even if you look at the talk shows, there is not a female or male.
Well, males in the sports.
Some of them.
Sports,
yeah,
yes.
But even just, we're just not represented. And the sad thing is that even like most of my friends, and it's funny because I think, I got a good rainbow. But we can be around each other, and you always feel like you're gonna always feel like there's a little inferiority there because of that whole skin color thing. Now, I want to say probably within the last couple years is where I feel like more walls have been broken down to whereas I don't really look at my sisters and my friends like that, close friends. I don't feel that competition. I guess because it's always like that women's empowerment with me now. So I really don't look at the color of her skin as competition. But unfortunately, if we go to the job place and we're applying for something and you just think about it, but we both can do it, we both look good doing it, we sound good doing it, but she looks better on camera for us.
Right.
So.
Well, I just saw an issue, I'm not going to call it an issue, but it was an issue, a situation where I'm not sure if she was a news anchor. She was on the news. Well, she was fired. She wasn't light-skinned. I mean, I guess may have been about my complexion, let's just say that, but because of her hair, she started wearing it natural. And they told her, you need to straighten your hair. She wouldn't do it. They fired her. I want to say it was in Indiana somewhere. So, with that being said, I forgot what reason they gave, but that's what it was from, because they kind of went back and forth about it, and the more they wanted her to change it, the more she stood up against it. And so, of course, in some work environments, you have to have a certain look. And when I say a certain look, I'm not talking about the color of your skin.
Right.
It should never be about that.
Right.
But yeah, you don't want people coming in with clothes hanging all off of them, or clothes that they need 15 minutes to get out of either, if you know what I mean. And so, so when you look at it like that, but skin color to me should never be an issue. But now here's a but. Let me get into this, because we have been guilty of it also. I mean, we look at it. We look at it, and I get back to the whole not black enough, but when other races people of other skin colors try to infiltrate our little groups and cliques, we're not really accepting of it. If you know what I mean. So, I mean, we're guilty of it too. We're guilty of the whole she's lighter, I'm darker thing. I saw someone put something up recently. She was a dark-skinned girl, and she was like, well, everyone wants a dark-skinned girl now. Where were y'all when I was in high school?
Right.
So now, with that being,
that's true.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, because growing up, everybody wanted the lighter skin, that wanted the long hair, and they had to have some curly hair, long hair. That was it. You wanted that fair complexion, and they didn't pay attention to us beautiful chocolate queens.
You can't say everyone.
But it was okay. Let's put it this way: 99.999% of them.
He was 98 and I was 99.
Yeah, okay.
We're both guilty.
Let me say this.
Come on.
Let me say this about me. Now I don't speak for me. When I chose to pursue a young lady,
See, there you go. No.
When I chose to pursue a young lady, it had very little to do with her skin color. I've dated and been involved with women lighter than Larry, darker than me.
Now,
Let me school.
See the little claw.
We said back in the day.
Right, you talking about women.
You talking about
when we was in school, and you were witness of this.
No.
You didn't see me with a dark skinned woman.
You were struck.
I did.
I was.
You were struck.
All of y'all was struck.
No.
You can't say
I
nothing,
dated
man,
dark
that you was
skinned
struck.
girls.
Here we go.
I dated dark skinned
Here we go.
girls in high
Now,
school.
here we go.
Tell me,
Everybody
tell me.
in the
Here we
table.
go.
No,
I know, I'm
and when we go offline, when we get off there, I'm gonna give you some names.
Okay.
You know, I ain't gonna say, hey, because I seen one of them name flash up there, so I ain't gonna say
In the 90s, during the gangster era,
Tell it, legend.
dark skin was in. Every
That's
woman
when Wesley Snipes made New
Wesley
Jack.
Snipes, Nino, man,
Boy,
he
Nick
killed it for us.
did.
Hey, man, every woman I dated in the 90s, especially in the early 90s,
Oh,
they would
excuse me,
say,
excuse me, excuse me.
no, hold on.
We said Southwest
My
Texas.
time.
Do I need to know you lying though?
No,
But you
I'm
lying.
not, because you don't know everybody I dated.
Okay, I knew a whole lot of them. And they
Right,
was
you
all-
know one of them.
No, there was more than one. Letters.
So,
He lied.
every one of them would say, I prefer dark skin. But you do. Like I was sloppy seconds. I'm telling you. So it was kind of based on what's going on during that time. In the 80s, it was my time. You had Howard Hughes, you had Lionel, we had, we
Chris
had
Williams,
Prince,
Al.B.,
Chris
Al.B.,
Williams, and all of a sudden, the gangster era comes in.
Oh, Rick Fox. I know you said Michael Fox was
The
that.
gangster era comes in, and so my thing is, but I dated across the board. I didn't cover the whole rainbow.
Well,
From as dark as Shanika, as she's trying to do me in right here,
Well, we
all the way to Italians
legend.
and Hispanics.
we all dated across the board, but if we're talking about high school, you know what you saw myself in the King with.
Right, that was you
With me?
Because you in.
Listen.
You 98 and I'm 99.
No, listen. That was not the case.
So-
let me tell you, hold on, let me say this. Let me say this. Yes, I did have fair-skinned girlfriends in high school, but I had
No, I ain't gonna let you go with fair skin. You had light.
Let me get
Hold on,
Was that your preference?
no. And let me
You can't even say it with a straight
it was not.
face.
And let me tell you why. Think about it. I dated a couple of dark-skinned girls. And you know what? It was the same thing. Dark-skinned girls really weren't trying to get with me.
Cause you wasn't trying to get with them.
Exactly.
You
Yes, I
You were
was.
trying to get
Yes,
with
I
the.
Yes, I
I
was.
had light-skinned girls
Okay.
on lock.
Wait.
So I had to just like,
No.
hey man,
You
what
know.
else?
Stop lying.
Legend. I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
sit up here and
goodness.
agree with him because I know what myself and the King had and what we preferred.
I'm glad you being honest.
Okay.
man.
Dude,
I
I'm being honest myself. I'm just saying, I just wouldn't get love from that.
Okay.
I just wouldn't get that type of love.
We got-
Just like you said.
See.
Most of them be like, listen, back then we all know that women or girls with darker skin, light skinned guys.
They like, I think that was out of necessity
What'd you say?
No,
because they couldn't get with dark skinned dudes.
Girls with dark skin tended to go for guys that look like the lady.
Okay, hold up. Now
Wait a
it's my
minute
turn.
before you-
No.
Your
Get him, Shanika. Get him.
You just
Get
said
him.
No,
that.
okay,
Get 'em.
no, I'm gonna explain. How about this? During
Get 'em.
that time,
Get 'em.
because I liked all shades, I had some of those the color of these phones, okay? So it wasn't even that. At one time, Larry's complexion wasn't even paying attention to this brown complexion. Then all of a sudden, chocolate was in. And then I was
We
going
talking
to
about high school though.
No.
About school now. No, remember, that's what we're talking about.
So first starting off,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a light skin, but then after that, guess what? All the light skinned guys, as I got older, then they were attracted to the chocolate.
No, and when you say got older, what are you talking
I
about?
mean, as I started going through high school and everything,
Mhm.
guys that were approaching me, like people thought I had a type. I was told I had a type. I was like, no. How about they're coming towards me?
I was like that as well.
That was it. I didn't have a type. I dated every color under the spectrum, even outside of our spectrum. But the point was that all of the light brights decided they started. They were,
Light bright.
Yeah, light brights.
Stinging me,
Light brights.
man.
They were
Man.
attracted to the darker complexion. Once we got to high
That's
school,
so
then we were
weird.
popular. Now that
From
is
the pit of hell.
no. Then we were popular then because oh that chocolate was pretty to you.
I dated a girl that was your color in college while we was at Southwest.
What's the name?
April. Oh, man.
It's a lot of Aprils. It don't matter. It's a lot of Aprils. It's a lot of Aprils.
Yeah,
Wait,
you-
Can we go to break?
Yeah,
Can we go to break?
Hold up.
She lured me in,
I'm sorry.
man.
I didn't do that. But I just wanted to say there was a couple comments that says the easiest way to control, by Stephanie Correa. She said the easiest way to control a so-called race is to bring divisiveness from within, and the easiest target was the skin tone. So that's when you would start talking about the house Negro versus the field Negro.
Right.
And this is what Willie Lynch taught owners to do to control the slave. This just brought it on in.
Right.
And also, and then Katina Gilmore said, unfortunately, it's not always about light skin versus dark skin. It's also about hair and European features. True. Unfortunately, the other women are from the Afro-ethnic phenotype of kinky hair and a broad nose. The more attractive one is considered. And she said, I'm by saying I believe this, but this is a reality. And it was also a discussion that she saw on Oprah. But it's the truth. The hair complexion, the light skin, the nose, because I'm true. I'm
the hair though.
That's the nose. They want that nose pointed. You seen Jada Pinkett lately? Man, I ain't even recognize Jada. Why did she do that, man?
Well, like, I'm sorry, not just Jada. What's her name? Lil rapper, Lil Kim.
Oh my God!
That ain't even nothing to discuss.
When we get ready to come back in a minute,
Okay.
we gonna take callers on live.
Okay.
So tell these people who got questions to log on.
Tell them what avenues they can go to now.
Okay.
I posted it.
Okay, but yeah, log into the upper room on the Facebook, and I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link,
Yeah.
and when I put the link, they'll be able to go to the app. It'll take them to the app, and then boom, they can come on and everything.
And they can call
So be sure you get it to our iPhone and iOS too.
Okay, so y'all can go to
Facebook
room and you'll be able to click on it. He's gonna put the link so y'all can call in and everything, get the information, so y'all can get on here and go off on them. I ain't got to be the only female attacking all of these men talking about light skin, dark skin.
Giving me the business.
I admit it.
Y'all, cause y'all
The king did. I know I was.
Yes.
Hey,
He was 98 and I was 99.
nobody is. You're not gonna bait me. So when in a minute or whatever, when we go off here, our name's name. But I ain't gonna do it now.
Yeah. They still on there?
Yeah. I'm old school, brother. I don't want my business in the street. No, but you know, seriously, I have never said that I would only date.
No one said he said that, right? But what I'm saying
I didn't have a preference.
He's saying
I'm gonna tell you what my preference was.
the king is saying he dated dark-skinned women. I have never seen one on his arm when we was in high school. I never seen him walk around the building with one on his arm when we was in high school. He can't say he was shy because he had light-skinned women that he did walk around the school with as well as I.
See, so you don't want to walk around with the dark skin. Yeah, the chocolate women. You don't want to walk around with them. So
you wait till we get off there.
He gonna get off there, but I'm gonna still be online. Yeah, we gonna catch this. Yeah, you gonna.
We listen.
Going down.
Yeah, a little too much. Listen, okay, we're gonna get ready to step away here in a second. And we ask you that you'll switch over to our the Stationhead app. We'll have some music playing for you while we're on break. We don't want to lose you. We know that when we go on break, a lot of people log off and think that we've gotten off, and that's not the case. We have to take breaks here, get something to drink, and as you can see, discuss some things offline. It's going to be amongst family. Some things you got to keep in.
Yes. Oh, Natasha says she ready.
Oh my God. So with that being said, we will be back here in a second. Okay, we are now back at the upper room, and we will be taking live. We need a little help here. We're gonna take some live callers, and when you come on, we want the truth.
Better be ready.
Yeah, we want the truth. Don't throw us under the bus. We want the truth, so we're gonna bring in some live callers. We're gonna matter of fact, we're gonna bring in one right now. So if you want to come in, you want to speak your piece, if you want to jump on Zeke case, you want to jump on Legend case, We're gonna bring you in where you can do that.
But you see, he didn't say on him. The king ain't say him.
And he didn't say nothing about this
hey,
man.
but I'm ready though.
Y'all leave me alone.
I'm like the Teflon Don.
So listen. Okay, listen. So listen. Now we got our first caller in, and we're gonna bring him. Come on, man. We got our first caller.
I love it.
Mr. Mark Grant, we're gonna bring you in, and we want the truth, bro. So we're gonna go ahead and bring you in now. We're bringing you in right about now.
There you go. All right.
How you doing, Mr. Grant?
Mr. Grant.
Let's look at, come on down a little bit so we can see you, man. Yeah, we can see. Hey, okay. Now tell me the truth, man.
Can't see his face. There you go, baby.
Tell me the truth. What you was chasing in high school? I say, tell me the truth. What you was chasing in high school?
Well, to be honest with you, like I was saying, it all depends on what you're attracted to at the time. Also, too, I think that, a lot of those, like me, for instance, when you're young, you're attracted to women that look almost like your mom or women in your family. You see what I'm saying?
Hey man, that's the political answer right there.
No, let me speak on that one. Hey, let me.
Yeah, you see the little laugh.
Hey, let me speak on that one. And I know your wife here. We appreciate you. Trusting us. To come in. I know that ain't easy. But listen, to what you just said, my situation may have been a little bit different because I think as I got older, I was attracted to more qualities that I saw in my mother. Because when I was younger,
You weren't thinking like that?
as I got older.
No, I'm saying when you was younger though.
No, not when I was younger, because I was trying to get her far away from my mom. I was like, good, she drove me
You
nuts.
tried to hear as much as you could when you were younger.
Go ahead, Mr. Grant.
I was, when I was young, I can't say that when we were young and we weren't attracted to, lighter skin women or whatever. I can't necessarily say that. But I was always attracted to, I guess, somebody that was like me. It didn't really have to do necessarily with color. If I could get along with you or whatever color you were, it didn't really matter. It's just that particular girl was the one that I was attracted to. Ended up marrying that chick, but wasn't a white chick, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I don't think it had anything to do with color, you know what I'm saying? So, I've always been that type of way, but I've never really been attracted to a certain color per se. You know what I mean?
I think that Mr. Grant, I think that issue is more towards dark-skinned brothers than light-skinned because they have this thing where, and I'm just saying there's some self-hate, and that just goes back. Not being satisfied with your skin color, so you need something else to make you feel a certain way. And I feel like light-skinned guys, I feel like, hey, we pick across the board the whole rainbow. I never had I only want light skin, only want dark skin. And I've always been that way. A lot of that probably comes with I had to take what I can get because light skinned girls wanted dark skinned guys. And that's a fact. That's what they wanted. Now if they didn't get it, then they just settle for whoever. Well, go ahead, Mr. Grant.
You're right on that. And vice versa too. A lot of the darker skinned girls are dating the light skinned guys. Why that is, I have no clue. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know, because the dark skinned guys wanted the light skinned girls.
Yeah.
They didn't want the dark skinned
But
girls.
I think that's true back then though.
Oh yeah,
That's
we've
like, yeah.
right. As
Right.
we've evolved and we've grown, right? But some people still stuck in that mindset though. Still stuck in that mindset.
Yeah, you're right.
But tell them now, baby, and you understand that even though you realize that blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah, you better, You know that, because you still want to, hey, you don't want to sleep on the couch. We understand, brother. We understand, man.
But hey, for sure though, man, we appreciate you calling in. giving us your take on everything. I'm gonna get your number. I'm gonna call you. Tell me later about like we talk about Well, again, hey, appreciate you, brother. All right.
Bye, sweetie.
I got a question for you too.
Right.
Why do y'all know why you prefer light skin back in the day? Because obviously y'all both have evolved and grown. But why? Have you ever thought about that?
I just think that was the thing. It was just like a fad. I think that's what it was. You got a yellow bone, I got a yellow bone. I think that was just the thing then. I don't know how it started, who we seen at the time that was doing it, but it was just the norm. But like back then, we wouldn't think, we just wanted to say, not saying that our dark skinned women were beautiful,
right?
But I want the light skinned.
And I think that's true right there. I think that we.
But when we got older, I mean, look what we married to. I mean,
right.
So that it was just that fad back then. I want a yellow bone and this and that. So I mean,
and that's what you saw on TV. Not that's what all that I wanted. We have another caller. We're finna get to you here in a second, sister.
There you go.
We're gonna get there, but let me speak this. So back then you saw Vanessa Williams, you saw now we seeing Angela Bassett, we see Serena, we the cat. No, I'm gonna talk about that. Okay, we're gonna get ready. We're gonna bring you on and
That's my sister.
Yeah, she look like she finna be trouble. So we're gonna bring you on here. We're gonna bring you on. And let me see if I can read that name right there.
Natasha McPherson.
Natasha McPherson. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, this the one that was.
That was with you last time.
Yeah, she didn't like me because I was a manipulator.
Yes, manipulator.
Okay. You live now. Go ahead and speak your piece. We're gonna even take this down so we can see you good.
Hello.
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 Hey.
Can you hear us?
Hey, y'all.
hey, welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, you doing?
I didn't get a chance to say hello last time because we were talking to Larry.
Right. You was hot at me.
Y'all doing okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We good.
That microphone in my front of my
Okay.
screen.
What is your question for me today?
Well, how do you feel about skin impacting your play? But yeah, let's skip that. Let's go back to when you were in high school.
Who does she prefer? Get a king.
Who did you prefer?
I didn't have a preference. I didn't have a preference. I've dated the lightest of the lightest to the darkest of the darkest.
Okay, your first boyfriend, was he dark skinned or light skinned? Tell the truth, because he may call in on him.
Well, no.
Yeah. Now you're stuttering now.
He was a caramel.
Oh, that's my point. So that was her preference.
The first one my dad let me date, go out on a date with, he was jet black. And so, but he was good to me. So that's why I say preference didn't matter. It was how I was treated.
Right.
Okay.
It was really based upon how I was treated.
And so it should be.
But sister, tell them back then it wasn't like we were actually given all of these options. The ones that actually approached us sometimes at that time were the lighter skinned guys, or at one point in time it was ones that were our complexion or darker that would approach us.
Speak on it.
Okay, but okay, so let me say this. My experience was different. I was approached by both. I was approached by both. I dated both. So that's why I say I really didn't have a preference. I'm sure that's what it was that at the time. People were attracted to yellow bones. So what we heard a lot, what the darker complected females heard a lot was, girl, you're the first dark person I've ever dated.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they used to run me hot.
We heard that a lot, but I was never, I never felt inferior to any of my lighter skinned friends. Never, thank God. But that's how I was raised. I never felt a certain kind of way. I was always comfortable in my skin. Still am. I've never tried to bleach it to be someone else.
But I felt the same way because I would get the same response. You was the first light-skinned guy that I date because I prefer dark skin.
But my question is that is why can't we accept what she's saying and y'all can accept what I said at the same time?
Because
that I didn't have a preference.
Because I'm sorry, Otis. Hold on, let me go back. Isaac Benefield said you're lying.
Thank you, Scooter. Thank you, Scooter.
You're lying.
Man. Well.
So, sister, that I tried to explain. We don't really have a preference, and it was both guys that would come to us. But like she said, we had different experience. I can say, like, one of the first guys I had a crush with, it was funny because he had the curly hair, but he wasn't light complected. He was just, and it was what it was because. But then let's just go there. The first one that like really had a crush on me, he was a white boy, and I was like, so that was a whole other persuasion. So it wasn't about, like you said, it was different color complexions were attracted to us. But to be honest, the real light skinned boys started. Once we started getting popular.
So hey, can I get it right?
Everybody has their season.
Yeah.
You know, we had a season of the dark skinned guys, and then we had a season of the light skinned guys.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think it was just like a fad thing. Like
It was a fad.
Did you ever consider dating a white guy? Ever?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't. It wasn't just white. I consider when I was younger, I would say, okay, biracial children are beautiful, so my child will be by a Hispanic man. I used to say that growing up. Did that happen? Have I changed my mind? Of course. Naturally, when you grow, you grow wiser.
Right. So why was that important? Why was that important for your children to possibly come out, a lighter skin tone? Why was that?
Well, it wasn't the skin tone. It was more of hair. It was more of hair. But again, I was young.
Right.
I was young. I would say that. It was hair. It wasn't the skin complexion at all. It was hair.
Because we all go through it where we actually wanted to be, like, there were times I was asked, like, have you ever dated outside your race? Have you whatever? And I was like, yeah, I had a white guy I've dated a Hispanic guy. I had the one that was from Trinidad. I just all across the country.
But see, my thing with that, and I ain't speaking for all guys, I think like with males, if we dated outside the race, it still was per se, I got somebody of the lighter
persuasion.
Right.
But you did.
Right.
You did.
I mean, hey, the king ain't gonna speak on it, but I'm gonna speak on it.
Killing me.
Cause that happened long time ago, like Bernie Mac said.
I'm not understanding. But
so they get nerves, they all drinking out their water and stuff over there.
Listen, sister, we appreciate you.
I'm not against dating outside of my race. It hasn't happened. I've never dated outside of my race, but I'm not against it. I think we love who we love.
Yes.
Right. And when you do, we're gonna bring you back on the show.
But look at sister, we appreciate you. Keep on watching, keep on doing what you're doing.
And please tell others about our show. Tell them to tune in too.
Hey, don't believe half the stuff you hear that they saying, especially about me. Alright? Alright, thank you.
I believe it. I heard some names.
Oh man, alright, baby. Alright. We can hear you now. Alright.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Thank you all. Bye, sister. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
But anyway.
Sharon, I need you and Stephanie and Katina to call in on that app.
Hey, please
somebody keep
calling
popping
in.
up, but
keep popping in. We want you to come on with it. You better be ready though.
Pinned the comment on the so it's pinned.
Somebody come in, but they keep getting off.
Okay.
But anyway, man. So
what we got on? We got anything on the station here?
Nah, ain't nobody came on now.
So I told them. So I pinned the post. I want Stephanie and Sharon and Katina. They're all on here to go and to call.
Until we get them now. That was a young lady that said that she wanted a certain man, skin color, or whatnot, because she wanted her children to look a certain way.
Hair.
She said
like the legends have. Like the legends have.
Okay.
Yeah, so good hair.
So normally, when you get hair like that, it normally comes with. And don't get me wrong, there are some darker Skin people,
That's right.
they are.
That's right. We got pretty hair.
It is. but most times it comes with someone who
somebody on the Facebook.
that comes with a lighter skin complexion. And I'm sorry, I just gotta keep. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna always defend me, but that just wasn't never. Oh, listen, I had preferences, things that I took, but skin color was not one of them.
Would you agree with him on that one, Leslie? From what you saw from our high school years.
I mean, I can't judge his.
No, I ain't saying you
I
judge
can't
him.
judge his preference because I don't know what's going on inside his mind. But I do agree with what you said. I think we did follow the trend. I think we followed what we saw on TV, salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think that's a big factor of how we chose our mates or our girlfriends, our boyfriends, what was in style. Okay, Nino Brown set it off. He did, and everybody wanted a gangster. Everybody wanted a dark-skinned gangster. And if you look at Hollywood, just think about Hollywood and how they typecast people. You rarely see a light-skinned guy playing a criminal or a thug. It's usually dark-skinned. And that's because how they view us, and it goes back to what y'all was saying about being threatening. You know?
Did you know in the movie industry, you can have let's say a Carmel looking brother or female, and for that movie picture or photo shoot, they darken the skin. Even with criminals to today, they won't lighten their skin to their original skin tone. They will darken it. And a prime example, like with OJ. Not saying that he was guilty, not saying that he was innocent.
Right,
but you know, OJ is a light-skinned brother.
Right.
But when he was accused of murder, you see how dark his skin was? Because they had to affiliate that with him, a darker skinned brother.
So you saying digitally?
Yeah, digitally.
They made him darker.
Right.
I can agree with that, man.
Okay, if they're on the computer, she's on the computer.
So we trying to bring in another caller, so bear with us. We think they scared. That's why they don't want to come in. That's what.
Okay, yeah, if they're on the computer, then they're not able to get to the app.
Yeah, they can.
The easiest way, if you're a Facebook user,
it's not. That's the app, so that's on your phone.
download the Be Live app.
But she's on the computer. She said it's not working.
Download the Be Live app. It'll automatically sync to your Facebook page, and then we can bring you in on a video call.
She's on the computer. McDougal. Well, Sharon, he said he's gonna send you the link straight to you, McDougal. Go down right there, Capers McDougal. Down one more, go down right there. Put your good glasses on.
The king don't never like wearing his glasses.
So if you can send the message, he's about to send.
I'm gonna come on acting up. Need someone to. Okay.
Well,
let's get. Can we get some man to come in here?
Mark came back with another comment. Said, I think it all comes back to us loving ourselves and our culture too. A lot of division created during slavery still exists. This is a good example of it. Just like some of the difference in our people in the northern parts of the country versus us who are from the deep south. True. Very true.
Hey, Mark, I'm gonna give you one too on that one, man. Malcolm X said, we cannot think of uniting with others until we first unite with ourselves.
Amen.
What Isaac Benefield, man, since he was running his mouth.
Scooter, he attacking you, Scooter.
He won't get on.
He attacking you, Scooter. Come on here.
Katina says, you said that your experience was that it seemed most women wanted a dark-skinned man. But to me, it seemed like most men in our younger days wanted a Apollonia, Vanity, Vanessa Williams.
We said that.
Cough, Vanessa Del Rio, Pebbles, etc.
We agree
Texas
with you.
men wanted a light-skinned Louisiana woman.
We agree with her, right? I think that was just the thing back
That's the
then.
truth, yep.
We do agree
Tell
with
her to
you.
come
We
on.
think that you need to come on here and say all that, so we
She
can
said
get
she
back
don't want
at
to be
you.
on live.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what we
look,
thought.
tell her to come on and we'll take the video off and we just have it audio. We can do that. Audio.
Katini said we could do just audio and you don't have to be video if you want to do that.
What you scared of?
They talking noise now. Y'all better leave my sister alone.
I didn't, you know, listen.
This is what we do.
Yeah, well, I tell you what. Let's
Give
take
them time to think about
We're
it.
gonna take a break. We'll give them time to decide if they're gonna muster up the courage to come on in. It's easy to, to pile on the man with the ball when you stand on the sideline after you get tackled, so to speak. So if you got something, come on.
Somebody came on?
Ready to come on? Come on. Come on, Cleve.
No, we ain't got a break. So, but anyway, so we're gonna go to break. We're gonna give y'all time to huddle up.
She said she coming. She said she just got off work. Let her time to brush her hair. She coming.
Yeah, we're gonna give y'all time to huddle up and pull up the man bashing sleeves or whatever.
We don't need no men bashing.
Hold on, we got a man. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No, come on now. We're gonna bring him in before we go to break.
Here we go. My brother from another mother. My brother.
Gonna get on here line.
What's up, Scooter?
Hey man, I'm just trying to get the king to tell the truth. I'm the only one telling the truth
Scooter,
out here,
don't
man.
get on here saying no names.
They lying, Scooter.
No, I ain't gonna say no name. I'm not gonna say his name. I know better than me. I heard somebody talking earlier. We were in high school. We were all about having somebody do like dancing.
Yeah.
Somebody like that. That's all we wanted in high school.
Scooter, and we had him, right?
Well, I can't say that I do.
Oh, so now you trying to exclude yourself? See now, man.
But I think you gotta think about it.
When I go to break, I still got some pictures from high school, and I'll post them.
By the time I came over, man, I was jumping out for a while. So by the time I came back, it was real big. So, y'all had folks on the life,
Scooter, we can't even hear you, man.
Not y'all, Scooter. West and Otis, right?
You hear that? We can't even hear what you're saying. We're gonna have to let you go,
Scooter.
brother. We're gonna have to get
Scooter.
Why you can't hear him? Why you can't hear him again?
When you said y'all, who was the y'all?
Otis Brown.
Thank you. Thank you. Speak the truth, Scooter, and shame the devil.
throw old Cleve under the bus today.
Yeah, but I don't know why he in the studio live, man.
Listen, okay, let me ask you this, Scooter.
What's so funny about
Scooter.
it is, what's so funny about it is, me and Cleve was having to talk, and the kid came up, like I said, I can't say no name, that I was doing this, light skin shit, and then all of a sudden, oh man, Cleve said, yeah, me and Otis was around now, I ain't even know nothing about it.
Wow.
Oh, I tell you, man.
But you know how it went down there.
Oh, yeah.
Keep on trouble most of the time. You feel the same way. They don't know what's really going on.
Right.
Hey, man, we were all like that. We all went to life.
Scooter.
There was nothing against the sisters and against the darkness of the sisters. It was just the time. It was the age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was just the house.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, man, we gonna have to talk. I'm gonna call you as soon as this show over. Hey.
Man, my time is different.
Okay, well, I'll call you tomorrow then.
Love you, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Love you.
Scooter.
Hey, I'll see y'all at the end of the month, man.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right?
All right, we got another call. We're gonna bring him in. Hopefully, this ain't nobody I know. Here we go.
Hope it is. Who is it?
I don't even know. Let's see his name. That's
Hey.
Stephanie something.
We in the upper room.
Oh, this is a ceiling, Stephanie.
Stephanie who?
Man, I can't.
Well, they may don't want you to say their
Stephanie.
name. That's why they're showing you the season.
Oh.
Oh, that's my sister.
There you go.
Hey, Steph. There she go.
Okay, I don't know her.
Hey, Steph. You didn't know you was gonna be on the thing?
Yeah.
That's all right. That's okay. You still beautiful, sister. You still beautiful.
And then we put your name up there.
So, Miss Stephanie, what you have to say?
Well, did it matter when you were in high school? Did you go for a certain?
She went dark skin. She went dark skin. She went dark skin.
No. Man, when was back in your day?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
puff your chest out there.
Prince. How are you?
Yeah, she loved Prince too.
Yeah.
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 Oh, so she went light skin.
Okay, we can barely hear you, Steph. Okay, my brother is almost close to light skin. Don't do him. No, he is not. Ike is not even my color. Where he at? Bring him in the camera. No, he is not chocolate. Y'all, where he at? I know he got to be close by. I show your face so they see that you are not chocolate. Huh?
So Stephanie, did your preference change, or you just happened to like this? So your preference did change. So you purposely went dark skin, and why?
After she seen New Jack City.
Okay. So it had nothing to do with skin color. You just wanted to just open up. You could have ended up with a light-skinned guy, but you just wanted to open up, right? Because you were just stuck on that particular color in the 80s. Were you mistreated by a light-skinned guy? He had an accent.
Well, a light-skinned guy, when you went with a light-skinned guy, you made a mistake from the jump anyway. Because the light-skinned guys, in my opinion, they weak, they pretty boys. He probably wanted to look better than you. You seen the eyes, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You seen the eyes raised, didn't you, Legend? Yeah. He probably wanted to look prettier than you. He probably even wanted to wear the same hairspray that you was using.
Wow. Yeah, but anything to get it off of me. Keep it rolling over. Okay, so you
still ain't dark skin.
As y'all would say, the blacker the berry, the what?
The sweeter the juice.
The sweeter the juice.
So how come you didn't go with that then? How come your preference was light skin?
That was in high school.
I'm just saying. Since you went there,
that was high school.
No,
I was young.
But you was talking about
I wanted to have
light
a
skin
berry.
was weak. So how come you was going with the light skin?
Are you upset? You feel upset?
I just want to know why. Because if you're saying black of the berry, how come you didn't have that in the 80s?
I didn't know about the black of the berry back then. That wasn't even a statement back then.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah,
no, it wasn't.
You just didn't believe it.
You trying to say she's showing a picture. That's her husband. You can kind of see it.
Where, in the middle?
Yeah, in the middle. So he's not light, but he's not chocolate either.
As long as he's darker than the legend. He's darker than the legend.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So.
But anyway.
Sounds like we got some issues.
So,
we still got
we
issues.
appreciate it. We hope you continue to watch the show.
Please tell others about us.
And then, oh man, where are you from? Where you from?
You ain't from no Galveston.
You from Galveston? Or
She went to school. She graduated from Marque.
Okay. Next week, we doing a show, Clash of the Causeway. Make sure you call in.
They didn't bring any women on that show. They didn't ask me to come to that one.
Yeah, you ain't playing no football.
I was drill team though. First lieutenant colonel. What? Don't
What is that?
Exactly, drill team. See, so see, we not gonna tune in next week. See, we not gonna tune in next week.
But we appreciate you. Call us in next week. We'll bring you back out.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, sissy. Bye.
All right, let's get ready to go to break.
Shoot, we ran through that.
Yeah, let's get ready to go to break. If we have any more callers, you can call in, give us a couple of minutes. I need another bottle of water because y'all raising.
We didn't turn that out.
Yeah, y'all raising the temperature up in here with all these lies about me, man.
Whoa.
But listen, so we'll be right back in a minute. Tune in to the station head, listen to some music, and we promise the end of the show gonna be pretty explosive.
We are the upper room.
How does your skin color impact your place in society? And we've kind of moved to the subtopic of skin color in relationships and choosing a mate. We have, listen, come on back on. It is what it is. Come on back on. We had you, we saw you, we getting ready to bring you in and you bailed.
Miss Cat, if you can come back on, come on, try to see.
So you were actually on. We were just waiting to come on live before we brought you on.
She said you need to have a phone call in, Sharon. She said it just won't work for her on the computer.
Stationhead App.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's not working on the computer.
Yeah.
She's a iPhone
Okay,
user.
all right, here we go. Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go.
Hey, Katina.
Hey, Cat.
What's up?
What's up?
Hey. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so
She said, what the question?
When you were, well, it was, how does skin color impact your place in society? But we've moved on to the subtopic of skin color, I guess, impacting your mate, the mate that you chose. And so they're stuck on high school, so we'll deal with that and we'll progress as you got older. When you were in high school, did the color of of boys make a difference?
Upbringing, my uncles and aunts, never had children. I was married to the old, and I was just in between. So in high school, I heard that the color that was never an issue. Never. That's done. They in this
And see,
Go ahead.
I feel like blacks that have that caramel color, that in between, they don't really have those issues. I think it's the dark skin and the light skin that's trying to meet that milk.
That's what it is.
I think that's what I think. If you was to really take some type of there you go. And I just really feel like if you really pull like caramel, that medium color, they really don't have like a preference, man. And because they kind of riding the fence on both sides, they don't really have that issue.
The reason being, Legend, because they still are light skinned. So it don't matter. Yeah, they still are light skinned.
Let me ask you this. You said it didn't matter, but when it came to time to have children, did that matter then? Because we've heard here some people wanted certain hair, wanted their children to have a certain skin tone.
Nope, it's literally like that never crossed my mind. I can't say that in high school. dated a light-skinned guy in high school. I never dated a light-skinned guy in college. But that's more so because of the guys who were, the people that I had time with. Tall, dark skinned guys. That wasn't really my preference. That I have a preference. That's just what I attracted. So that came, I guess, by the time I went to college or whatever, that became I guess you could say, not my preference, that's just what I was used to. But if guys approached me, called me, wanted to talk to me, it would be any color. I didn't say, oh, I'm not going to talk to you because you're too light, or I'm not going to talk to you because you're too dark. But I just didn't really have a preference myself. But I attracted a dark-skinned guy. And because of that, I always for the most part.
So you didn't pursue the light-skinned guys then? Because your preference was the dark-skinned guy.
She didn't have a preference, freak. She just said it.
Legend.
She said she did not have a preference. She said that she felt light-skinned guys didn't approach her.
Okay. So,
right.
but she didn't approach dark-skinned guys. I mean, light-skinned guys. So she didn't approach light-skinned guys.
She didn't have to approach anybody. They approached her. She just saying that light-skinned guys did not approach her.
Okay, so why didn't
is,
she approach light-skinned guys?
She didn't. I don't think she had to approach anybody. I think they came to her.
I'm pretty. They come to her. She's a beautiful woman, but I'm saying if she didn't have a preference, and she didn't care if she dated a light-skinned guy or a dark-skinned guy, but majority of the dark-skinned guys approached her. If she didn't have a preference, why didn't she approach a light-skinned guy?
I don't think she had to, Otis. I mean,
huh?
That's what I was saying.
Well, I didn't really think about it. Had I, if a light-skinned guy did approach me, he did, then I would think if I was dating anybody else. I would just say I didn't have a preference until the day I had a preference. But I do feel that, I guess only because a few light-skinned guys did approach me, I always feel that dark and light-skinned guys did not like my skin. Just like y'all were saying, like light-skinned guys, like dark-skinned women, I was always thinking that the very light-skinned guys only liked light-skinned women. So it's just like, all these something different and y'all are still listening to.
I have a question. Let's just say it was a bright-skinned guy, kind of looked like the legend, because I don't think he looked good to me. But anyway,
I hope not.
And he was nice looking. Well, you look good to that. Right. Let's just say it was a light-skinned guy that you thought was very handsome, and you was like, I'll talk to him. Why didn't you approach him? And don't say, because I ain't approached no guy. Don't say that.
Well, but that's part of it. But in my mind, I always know that I would not approach a light-skinned guy. I always saw light-skinned guys with other light-skinned women. I thought, in my experience, I lived to experience. I'm just telling you how I thought back then. And what I saw, most light-skinned men who I knew only dated other light-skinned women. I wasn't not light-skinned. I was light-skinned. So if I saw a light-skinned man who I thought was attractive, I wasn't going to say anything to him unless he said something to me.
So, okay, now the light-skinned man only dated light-skinned girls. The dark-skinned man only dated light-skinned girls. This is what I'm hearing, right? This is what's being said. So
I thought Katina said light-skinned men was dating dark-skinned.
No, she said light-skinned men was dating light-skinned women.
Who the hell was dating the dark-skinned women?
Exactly. Y'all was trying to y'all forgot.
Oh, that ain't me. That ain't me.
So now, and listen. Okay, listen.
Okay. Look. We all come from. We grew up in this motherhood. We say that we all start this and we all start that. But this is the big world. This is the big country. You know, people from Louisiana. From what I know, light-skinned women normally love dark skin.
Right.
That's what I say.
So the Creole women dated darker skinned guys.
So now, you've been watching the show, right? And it was said that when I was in school that I only dated yellow women. That's what y'all said, right? That's what you said. That's what we'll say.
And I'm sticking by it.
That's what we'll say.
Right.
Now,
she's laughing. She's smiling.
okay.
No, you gotta ask the question. King, you gotta ask the question, King.
Okay.
You have to ask the question.
Okay. Now,
you came.
we know each other. Do you think that? Would you say that's a true statement?
I got your back.
I mean, I know there's a light skin women, but I think that's another thing that talk to other women who are not in light skin. So yeah, I do know that.
Did he speak to more light skinned women than dark women?
My color.
You're light skinned.
No, she just said she wasn't light skinned.
You're light skinned. I'm dark skinned. You're light. Miss Grant is dark skinned.
No, I'm brown. I'm chocolate. Don't.
Okay, chocolate. Dark chocolate.
And see, that's a whole other different conversation. What is light skin?
Right. Right.
You think you're dark skinned?
No, she thinks she's
You
caramel.
think you're dark skinned?
She's more caramel.
You are light skinned. But the question is, I think you avoid the question now. Did the king talk to more light skinned women than dark skinned women when we was younger? Thank you. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know, Legend. And you agreed on it anyway, but we got clarification.
Katina, Stephanie said paper bag test. Paper bag test. You, now you will pass the paper bag test, sis.
You're light
You will pass the test.
Now, if you want to go to the tanning spa tomorrow, and then talk to me when you leave, and then we can judge from there. Okay.
Oh God.
Well, you need to turn the beams up a little higher.
Oh goodness.
But see,
Yeah, she is.
So when my family talk about somebody being yellow or light skin, I have mama, it's like or how can I say it? It's more like a Mexican than I have another aunt who is really light. And I have a aunt the darker one, and I have two uncles that's darker than you and Cleve. You see what I'm saying? So when they talk about somebody being light skin, my family, they talking about my life. They're talking about me. So that's why I say I don't think I'm light skin at all. People tell me that, I'm like, no, I'm not light skin, but that's my point of view.
I actually believe there's 3 shades. I believe there's 3 shades. I believe there's a dark skin, I believe there's a light skin, and then there's caramel.
In between.
In between, caramel. Right,
Okay.
right. I
Okay.
can't. You can't just box them all into one category. I don't think so. But anyway.
Well, you got something you want to say?
I want to give you some comments. So.
Okay, Ms. Gilmore, we appreciate you coming in. We would
Thank you,
really,
Katina.
really hope that you would stay along the lines of the truth when I ask you the question.
Hey, why's the truth?
That's blackmail.
He can't handle the truth,
Next time,
Katina.
be truthful. Okay. Well, thank you. We hope you'll continue watching.
Bye. So we had a couple comments. Sharon couldn't get in. She's been trying. So
Sharon ain't want to get
Sharon
in.
McDougal, she did. She's on the computer, so I think it's just not letting her come on the computer. She says something else to consider. Sometimes dark-skinned men dated light-skinned women because that was as close as they could get to a white woman.
Boom.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Boom.
that's true.
Hell no.
Check this out.
No.
Check this out. How many times have you seen a light-skinned guy with a white girl? It's always
That's
a
a police.
dark-skinned
No.
guy
It usually
with a
is.
white
Yes.
girl.
Yep. Yep.
No,
Hey, to our viewers, I am not a racist because I have dated a white
have
woman
too.
before. But my thing is, when we was in high school, Mama wasn't that. Y'all know.
I didn't
Mama.
say she was coming home to mama.
No, that wasn't it. Cause Mama
My
said that they
mama.
couldn't use your phone.
Hey, again.
You remember that?
I'm not racist. Hey, I have dated white women before. I am not racist. But I know back when I was in high school from '88 up until '91, that was a no-no. That was a no-no. So just because I dated light-skinned women, I was thinking more of Bro Bridge, Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know.
But I wasn't referring to you two. I was just saying in general though.
Oh, you can't say that,
Yes,
man.
I can. Yeah,
You can't lie.
I can speak.
generalize.
I can speak for myself. Have I seen Caucasian women that I felt were attractive? I see them on TV, you know, but
I'm talking about when we was kids.
never.
Okay,
Not-
Stephanie said like
exactly.
right now, her stepson is light and he married white.
I don't have no problem with that. But you talking about kids now. But I'm talking about when we was young and in school.
Oh, and Sharon said just to clear it up, she ain't scared of none of y'all. Just to go ahead.
But she ain't come on here.
She can't come
She
on.
ain't
She
come
been
on here.
trying. She
Well,
was
she got a phone?
Well, I just told her get on her. Sharon, get on your cell phone, sis. So I'm gonna bring you in on Facebook Live. Get on your phone and I can bring you in. So listen, okay, Sharon, it also says something else which is true. Another side of it is dark-skinned people just automatically think light-skinned people thought they were better. So they would be negative.
That goes-
I disagree with that, man.
And no, I know it's not necessarily true because we would hang around people and sometimes we did feel like that person thought they were better than us until you got to know them.
Right. So
And it was true.
Right.
I
So that's a mindset that's been carried down
Legend.
from generation to
Let me
generation. And where it's starting. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. From when we was in high school, I ain't talking about now as
Right.
adults. The bright-skinned people, including yourself, did I ever think you was? Well, I did. We used to fight all the time.
Right. Exactly. Go there.
Hold on.
Let's go there.
Yeah, but that's true.
Okay, let's go there.
But the females that we hung around with, that hung around our little clique, did you think any of them felt that they was better than the dark-skinned women that we hung around? Shouldn't take that long. That's just a yes or no.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna side with Zeke on that one. I don't think.
Just think about the females that was yellow-skinned or light, whatever you want, that hung around the same dark-complected
No.
females that we hung
But I
around
had
with.
to think about it, man. I wouldn't just.
Did you think they felt like,
No.
oh, I'm this and
No. But they got judged.
yeah? That ain't the question I asked you.
Right. They got judged.
But did you think? I almost said
No.
the names, but did
No,
you think?
no.
Okay then.
No.
Now the stereotype probably would have been like, oh, they bougie or
So that's why I'm gonna. Why?
I don't
We
know
got-
why
we
because
got-
they hung around with
We
us.
gotta answer that.
They
That's
wrote-
the $1 million question.
They rode in the Pinto.
But that's the $1 million question on why we got this divide. Why is that perception there? Why automatically until you meet that light-skinned person, like, oh no, they cool. No, they down
That's
there.
what Mr.
But from
said.
the jump,
Okay.
it's like, oh, they probably think
We got
we're this and
another
that.
question.
Yeah, well, Isaac Benefield said, I think
Thought
so.
he was going to bed.
He ain't go to bed. He's still out here. He said, I still talk to one of them about that, and they still feel that way. And so that was his comment. That was his comment. He said he thinks so too. And it, unfortunately, because until you get to know people, those stereotypes are still there. And I know some that can walk in, like, if you see them walk in the room, I know, Rocky, you had to get off. She had to get off and she was going to come back on, was going to bring her on. But when they walk into the room, you automatically, oh, look how she walking, she's stuck up. It may say that in actuality, she's shy. She's not a very outgoing, she's kind of a recluse, and they don't think they're better than anybody at all. They're wanting somebody to come and talk to.
Or them the same people that still holding that same image of the person that they had in high school. A lot of people don't want to move on. Because some of the bright females that we hung around with, if certain people that we graduated with saw them right now today, that's their image. Or she was stuck up in high school. When they wasn't.
Yeah, okay, Nina just commented. Hey, Nina. She said a lot
Hey,
of
Nina.
don't talk to them. They've been trying to give me a hard time. It said a lot of females thought we were better than everyone else until they got to know us. And that was true. It was based on the color of the skin. If you had good hair, oh please, you thought your stuff didn't stink. And I'm trying to keep it clean. But until you got to know that person for who they really were.
Right. When I walked into that gym at the boys club,
Oh my God.
hey, we gotta go there, huh?
Here we go.
Huh?
Here we
When
go.
I walked into that gym in the seventh, we was going to the 7th grade. The first time he saw me. Now, if I was dark complected, and I don't know how to go to, I don't know, but if I
Go to.
would, yeah, I don't know, I'm just really
He's stereotyping that.
Yeah,
I'm generalizing.
Yeah.
So if I walked in, we was playing basketball, would you would have had a fight with me? I would just up. Would you would have done what you did?
Yes.
Lie. Come on, oh.
Natasha
Why?
said,
Legend,
"Stop
I was
it, Dad."
territorial. I was territorial. I felt the boys club was my home. And that went with everybody.
So it had nothing to do with me coming in and you just prejudging me.
You was a new face. I did it with Tutu. I did it with Dexter. I did it with Anthony Little. I did it with Bobby Horton.
But he really
But the
did
only
it too
thing-
because
But once you
was
got to
skinny.
know me though,
Then I was jealous
Right.
because you had the father coming in the gym training you, and I didn't have that. I had Johnny Enriquez or Marque. So I was jealous because of that. You had the father figure in your life, going to the games with you, working you out, and I didn't have that. And then on the flip side of that, it was you and your brother that your daddy was training. I had a brother too. We were separated.
okay.
So I didn't have that. So on the say if I would have did the same thing, I think so.
Okay.
Swan say that all the time. Like I remember and he told you that when I first came from Magnolia and came, they tried to fight me. So it wasn't a black or a white
okay.
thing.
Okay then, I'll give you that.
Well, let's do this because we all the time here.
King!
Yeah,
We were just getting started,
Yeah,
King!
I know.
Again.
But we might do a part 2 on this.
Alright,
We
alright.
evidently just scratched the surface. I think I might sit behind the camera on the next one.
Well, you don't want to be on the hot seat again?
No, I really think it was, I was treated unfairly tonight.
It was mischaracterized.
Wow.
There you go.
Woe
But-
is he.
With that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this up, Ms. Grant. We're going to give you the flow first. Is there anything that you want to say, listeners, anything you want to put out there?
Well, honestly, I would just say, basically, it's up to us to stop the stereotypes. It's up to us to make the change and just get to know one another and stop going by what somebody else said and going by yesterday's news. Now it's a new day and age. People are attracted to who they're attracted to. I don't care what color you are. And now it's stop looking at the surface and get past that and get to know that person. All of us need to do it, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's business. Get to know the character of that person and stop judging them by the color of their skin, especially for within our own race. Stop looking at the dark skin versus the light skin, and just get to know one another for who they are.
Legend?
Man, we got to break the chains of mental slavery. Okay? We got to love. We got to get rid of the self-hate, have more self-love. We got to be able to appreciate and love the fact that God made us. We didn't go and do anything to our skin. God made us this way for His own reason. And, you know, we need to heal and grow, you know, and understand that this is part of a bigger plan. And we got to understand that, hey, man, we just, you know, we can't fall victim or take the bait, and because it's just going to only divide us even more. Okay, before we can get to the big fight, we got to stop the fighting within ourselves. So that's it.
Well, I want to close with saying this. Skin color will continue to serve as the most obvious criterion in determining how a person is judged. And until we figure that out, until we learn how to get along with one another, until we learn how to love one another, whether it's by the race or by the skin color, we ain't going to be a better nation or a better person until we do that.
Okay, well, I can say that just from this conversation today, I've learned that not only does skin determine pecking order in society, but not only in society, but right here in our own community, in our black community, it's an issue. I won't go so far to say that we are prejudiced or racist against one another, but you can see some prejudice within our community as far as the divide between whether the skin is darker or lighter. So with that being said, we'll get ready to wrap this show up. Ms. Grant, any of your platforms that you want to put out? And I don't want to hear nothing else.
Hey, you got plenty of comments still coming in. So before Stephanie said Stephon is back, and he said he was programmed that white is right and favored light skin because of it. And that's how he was programmed. So we got a lot of good subjects. Sharon did say go watch School Days again. That's what we need to do. And yes. And for Unveiled Aspirations, we just finished our back to school bash. It was amazing. So thank you to all of those that contributed to backpacks and school supplies and all those things. I can't see nothing up there. I'm supposed to be reading on there too. Okay. So and just, you know, y'all keep following the Upper Room. The guys are doing amazing. Come in, we'll be following, even though next week they didn't ask a female to be there about the clash of the causeways, you know, whatever. They're going to be at Maduro's Cigar Lounge, just so y'all know. But
come on up and say hi.
Yeah, come up and say hi.
Come on, get a picture with the legend.
Wow.
You know, he can take his hair off so y'all can see the good hair.
So, yeah. So that nothing else going on with Unveiled right now, but Shanika Grant, actor speaker page, y'all go check it out. Got 2 movies coming out. Excited. So I'm filming my last part tomorrow, and but y'all go ahead and call me. Y'all need some more speakers, some inspiration, motivational speakers. Y'all see I can handle these men. You see.
We definitely appreciate it, Ms. Grant. Now, like she said, next week we will be at a different location, filming live at Maduro's Cigar Lounge. And the reason we aren't having any females, let me go ahead and put this out now, is because what we're going to do, we're going to bring in some coaches who have coached in the rivalry and players from each side who have played within the rivalry. And that is the only reason why. All right. You want to go ahead and thank some people for us?
Yeah, hey, before I get to thanking our people, please follow us on our social media pages. We are on Instagram, that's at The Upper Room, all one word. We're also on Twitter at Upper Room 19. We're on Facebook at Upper Room, and we're also on YouTube at The Upper Room, that's DA Upper Room. And you can get our videos at a later date on that. But to our supporters and most important people, you know, they keep us live and keep us going. We want to thank Artifacts for supporting us, Bench Bullion, Busy Bee Cabs, the Diverse City Realty, I always get that wrong, Element 7 Salon, Era Vintage, Fortray Photography, Ground Zero blog site, Hemp Works is not weed, but it's close to it. It's close to it. We want to thank Kitty Campus Daycare, LC, and the 36th Street Jazz Band. We want to thank Maduro Cigar Lounge, like the King said, we'll be there next week. We want to thank Pack Tech, Picture Perfect Photography, Tommy Napoli Health and Nutrition Michelle, and as well, Ms. Grant, Unveiled Aspirations.
All right. With that being said, that is our show for this week.
Oh, hold on. Shout out to my daughter. Happy 20th birthday.
Happy 20th birthday, niece.
Delaney. So,
happy birthday, Delaney.
Oh, hold on. Hey, and I forgot to the Tours Players Association. Got to thank them out. To G-Ball, Kickball, I hope y'all won this Sunday, and I hope y'all take it all this year.
Yeah. Oh, and tomorrow, August 19th, the queen of Ultimate Queens was born. My mother. Happy birthday, Mommy.
Happy birthday.
She made me. Yes.
Okay, with that being said,
you don't want to address that.
No, we don't. We appreciate those who tuned in, those who called in, and we'll pick this one back up. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to pick this one back up. We're gonna have to go do some research. I'm gonna have to go dig up some old yearbooks. Nah, I'm just joking. But I will say this. My queen right now is dark skinned. I've always been more attracted to dark skinned women. I can't help who chose me.
No.
So with that being said,
Clean it up, King.
that is the show for this week. Thank you for tuning in.
We